Hi, I'm Quinoa. This is most definitely my first video. Alright, not really, but this is my first time being a content creator. I play games and stuff. Yeah! There's just a really small, big problem. I don't know how to animate. I can't animate. Can you? Yes? Oh, that's really cool. Can I see your animation? Leave a comment below. I'll watch it. But how are we gonna join all of the storytime animators on YouTube if we can't animate? Boom! With the power of Electric Zine Maker! Where you can create your own book. Yes, all of you can create your own story. All of you. So let's get right into it. Hi, I didn't realize that I didn't actually tell like a story that made sense, so here's a story for you. I actually did grow up with a mole. It was the size of my thumb, kind of like Pikachu's little red circle cheek things, except just one of them. And also, it was dark brown and it was really hairy. I know, that sounds gross, but you know what? I really liked it, and I still do. My parents at the time told me that it made me look cool. They even joked that if I ever got lost as a kid, it would be like easy to find me. Cause I'm the only kid with like a dot on my face. I pretty much accepted myself the way on the spot. I know, it's pretty unbelievable, right? Some kids were jerks. They'd scratch it and try to pull it, but I never hated my mole. And when I got older, I met much better people. Friends who didn't judge others based on how they looked. But then one day, my parents completely flipped the script. They looked at me and they were like, "Ew, we're getting rid of your mole. It's disgusting." Like, what? First of all, why would you tell your child that something that they were born with looks awful after years of telling them the exact opposite? And then second of all, why would you even tell your kid that they look ugly? That honestly hurts a lot to hear from them. So we went to the doctor, and at first I was scared because normally every time we went to the doctor about a mole, the first thing they check is if I have cancer. So I thought maybe it was something serious, like that my mole had become cancerous somehow and that it had to be removed. But the doctor checked it and said, "Oh, it's not cancerous. It's actually pretty harmless. You don't really even need to remove it unless you want to." After hearing that, I argued with my parents against cutting off the mole for a long time. I didn't want cosmetic surgery because I'm always terrified of surgeries going wrong. I would do a surgery if I needed it to save my life. But if it's just like cosmetic surgery, then I would gladly say no in a heartbeat. But they won the argument because their parents, what the heck? And they promised that I would totally like the result. And the worst part is that they said it as if I hated my physical appearance, which was not true at all. I am genuinely okay with how my face looks, but knowing that they weren't okay with that told me a lot about how they felt about me. And so I got the mole cut off. Luckily, the cosmetic surgery went alright. Nobody died. But I really regretted it. Not because anything went wrong, but because it never felt like it was my choice. So that's why I added this little dot to my VTuber. Because now I have a choice, and now I can do something. Okay, now I thought that would be the end of my mole story, but then something really weird happened. One day, I was at the mall with my brother. We met these random kids at an arcade. There were two kids the same age, so we immediately hung out with them. Because bro is like that, and I just tagged along. Now one of them was just a normal looking kid, but the other one was a girl who had the exact same mole I used to have. Same size, same spot on her cheek, everything. But I could tell she was super nervous and embarrassed about it, which is understandable. Now this should have been my moment to say like, "Hey, nice mole, I had one too. Don't worry about what people think of it." But no, I was too shy. So instead what really happened was I just stared at her the entire time trying to think of something to say. And the worst part is I have one of those faces where if I'm not smiling, I look mad. So I just look pissed off. I look upset From her perspective, I was probably just this random kid giving her the full-on death stare. Oh my god. Then by the time we had to leave the arcade, all I said was, "Hi, I see you have a mole." And I left. It was so awkward. It was so awkward. I couldn't believe someone else had a mole just like mine. I wish I had just told her, it's okay to look the way you are right now. So after like 5 years, I guess I'm saying that now. Now this is the book I made previously. And I know it's different from the book I was drawing, but you're gonna see why in a second. something bad happens to the book. Take it away, Quinoa. I'm gonna be making this in real life. Transition. Oh yeah. I might not be the greatest story time animator, but at least I'll be the greatest arts and crafts. And yes, these are safety scissors. They're the only scissors I have. That's so cute. Oh my god. This is my channel. And look. As a kid, I loved watching Markiplier with an egg in my lap. Oh, but I'm so shy. I promise you, Dream has nothing to do with this. He's just there. Wow. And then my favorite thing to do is sing in the shower. Watching VTubers as well. I thought it was so cool. That's how I became a VTuber. And then my final stage is I love eggs.